Welcome to the NoobTube YouTube channel. It is day 102. This was for events that occurred on Saturday, December 10th, 2022. So I did my normal exercise, 45 minutes on the treadmill, which included mostly walking, but 5 minutes jog. It was a fairly emotional day. It was a day of closure because I had boxed up and swiftly returned the insurance phone to the insurance company, thereby ending my relationship with that particular business. So I have mixed feelings about that. I quit that business and I thought about it and I made a snap decision. I was like, look, if I don't quit this now, I'm going to be stuck in this situation that I don't want to be in the long term. So as I said in previous videos, I was in the situation where I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Just felt like it was. I didn't have like enough training. I didn't. I didn't enjoy it. I was doing a lot of free work. I wasn't getting compensated for my efforts doing customer service calls. Um, it just didn't seem to be as economically viable as I thought it would be. So the first thing that I was saying is like, okay, well, I have other things. I have the Remote Wellness Academy, and then I have the solar business, and I'd really like to focus more on those businesses. Although my return, getting money in the short term, isn't. It's just going to take longer. It's definitely going to take longer, but I think it's going to be worth it. So um, I had, it was taking up a lot of time. They wanted me to work the shift work, and then I initially wanted to quit like a couple weeks ago, and I basically kind of just said, when I had a customer call and they were concerned about, they kind of make it seem like they had talked to me, and it was like the last day of November, and if I didn't sign them up that day, then they were going to be, you know, uh, they wouldn't have a policy, for December. So we thought maybe that I had done something wrong. I'm like, look, this whole system is very chaotic. It's like a form, you fill out a form for a lot of these states, and then you hope that it goes through, but then it gets kicked back, and then you have to get in contact with these people, and the information that we've been trained to tell them is that it should be processed within 72 business hours. I didn't like it. I honestly didn't like it. I told him that. I told him I didn't like it. Um, so initially, a couple weeks ago, I wanted to quit, and I basically said I would only really want to stay. I'd only stay if I could have like just do it whenever I felt like it, basically. And she went, and at first the person who was my supervisor went along with that, um, but then it's just like you know, it's still I was not comfortable doing it. It was just taking. I felt guilty. I know that I was looking at the call hold um, volume, and like for the phone, where the health insurance company that gave me that phone, I'm looking at the call hold volume, and it's like there was like 36 people on hold, and there was only one other person beside myself, and it's just I felt this like this stress to like to be there to answer these calls, and then to get these calls, and they're not. It was just too much, and it's just like I don't want to do this. I just don't want to do this. So finally, there were more issues that came up with getting back in contact with people who had already signed up, but there were problems and they were kickback, and I responded to that, but I'm like, these people think that they had signed up and they had completed an application, but there's problems, and if I can't complete their application, they're not going to have insurance. And I told them, I said, I don't like that. I don't like how anybody could, walk away from the conversation that I had with them thinking they had insurance and they didn't. And I told them, I said, I don't like it, and I don't want to like keep following up. There should be some kind of like admin assistant or somebody who's following up on their end. There isn't. And they said, oh, well, that's generally the agent. Like I told them, so I don't like it. And then I thought about it. I said, you know what? I said, I just don't want to do this. I understand it's like the busiest time. I was going to like just stay with it for the season until the end of open enrollment, but I just didn't want to do it, you know. And I don't know how much money I would have ultimately made with it. I did ask for them to settle my account and give me the enrollments that I did earn. Now I'm wondering if they're going to push back and they're not going to try to give me anything. That's very possible, and I might have like a little bit of a contest trying to get the money that I earned. But I haven't paid a dime, you know. And I worked a lot. Um, Maybe not as hard as I should have. I probably could have worked a lot harder, but I didn't want to do that, and that I wasn't feeling good with that situation. Um, you know, like every call, almost like every call, I was calling this other guy and asking him for to tell me what you know. There was no real training program or anything. I was like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it. I just didn't like it, and I didn't want to do it, and I left it. And I said, I'm going to focus on the solar business, and I'm going to focus on Remote Wellness Academy and my FBA. I can't do everything. You know, I'm running myself ragged because I've got too many tasks. So interestingly enough, the day that I had sent that phone back, um, you know, there was a Facebook thing that popped up saying if you're not making money in insurance, you're probably on the wrong team. And I filled out the form, and the guy had called me. I'm a glutton for punishment, I know, but I was just curious, and the guy called me, and I listened to a recorded presentation. This is final expense, so um, you know, I don't know, you know, like I said, these are some really hard times. I want to focus on the solar business and the Remote Wellness Academy, and to a lesser extent the FBA. Um, you know, but I might have to go back to the insurance if I, you know, worst comes to worst, because I got to have money. I know the solar business will work. I just don't know when it will work. I know the Remote Wellness Academy will work. I just don't know when it will work, right? And I have to struggle through these next couple of months, and that's what's going to be tough. Um, you know, I'm running low on funds, and the holidays are here, and it's a tough time. So, um, you know, I'm keeping all of my options open. Um, there's a call on Monday, so I listened to an hour-long presentation, recorded presentation. They're having like a Zoom training that they invited. Um, you know, it's like an open invite to come every Monday and listen to their training program. I'll probably do that tomorrow. You know, I probably will listen. Um, Maybe this would be a good time to go through like a training program, because it is the slow season. Even for solar, it's slow. It's the holidays, and you know, Remote Wellness Academy is just going to take time. FBA books are doing okay. You know, I'm doing a little bit better than expected. Um, we'll see. I probably will not join this company, but I want to take a look. I want to keep all my options open. I feel bad. I really do. After I returned the phone, I had like a little bit of like, maybe I shouldn't quit. Um, but I physically feel better after I did it, because I was having chest pains. I was just like stressed out. I really was. I was just, maybe it was just I had too much going on. And then when I let that go, I felt better. So we'll see. You know, I'm not gonna like sign up. I'm gonna be more cautious and more methodical about before I go up into another insurance business. But I have an insurance license and I have a real estate license. I'm just collecting these things. It costs money. You know, it costs money to maintain them, continuing education, licensing fees, E&O, lots of different fees that you have to have. So, all right. So that was that. Um, Worked on books on Saturday, and I worked also dialing on the solar business on Saturday. So, um, you know, I think that it, as far as the sales part, because solar is sales, I can only do one sales thing. I don't consider the FBA to be sales thing because I'm not engaging with the customers. Remote Wellness Academy um, is all training right now. There's no sales. There's no convincing, or anything. The solar business is sales. So I only have enough bandwidth to do one sales opportunity. So um, let it be the solar business. I will, maybe in the future, if I have to, I'll consider going back to insurance. I feel I'm conflicted in a lot of ways because I feel that I'm like I have failed so much in this industry that I'm like on the brink of success. I know it's weird. It's like me quitting smoking. It took 6 tries before I could quit smoking, and then I quit, and I um, cold turkey in December. So we're coming. I quit in 2009. So we're coming up to 13 years in a matter of a few days. I've been a non-smoker now for 13 years. I haven't smoked a cigarette in 13 years. So I'm proud of that, but it took a lot. I had a lot of false starts. I had a lot of times where I had quit for a little bit and then went back to it, but this is the one that really took the 6 tries. So maybe when it comes to insurance, I had a lot of false starts, but you know, not beating myself up over it. I made the decision to do what I did, and I don't regret it, and I'm letting it go. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.